Hey yo, what's good, y'all? Today I just wanted to make a quick little, comparison video of the three Akai MPK Mini controllers that I have here. So what you see in front of you here, you got the Mini Mark 3, you got the Mini Plus, and you got the newest one that just dropped like late 2025. This is the Mini 4. So three different MIDI controllers, but they basically all do the same thing, just, small differences in each of these. So just kind of wanted to get into the nitty gritty of it and, just break it down for y'all. So starting with the MPK Mini 3, this is the first one that I ever got. This is what I started making beats on right here. This controller is solid, man. This one thing has held up over the years. Still in great condition, as you can see. This one has 25 keys, and these here are just stickers. I don't know if you could tell, but I just put those on there to kind of learn my what's it called, my key scales. But you got 25 keys here. You got the 8 endless encoders here, which these are dope. They don't have a start or stopping point. They just keep going. So I do like those. Very nice feature. You got the 8 MPC pads, and you do have 2 banks here. So you really have 16 pads. So these are really nice pads, the same ones from the MPC. These are not, like, they don't stay backlit, but as you can see, when you impress them, they light up red. So up here, you got a couple of little controls. You got the program change, program select, CC, and then over here you have a little joystick for the pitch and mod, which I don't mind it. I mean, I never had an issue with it. A lot of people, I guess, complained about this and they didn't like it, but I didn't really use it too much anyway, so I can't really complain about that. This does have a note arpeggiator, which is dope. You could turn that on or off. A tap tempo button, which this thing is pretty dope, right? If you're listening to a sample and you're trying to figure out the BPM of that sample, you could tap that and find out exactly what BPM that sample is. So that's a pretty cool feature. I do like that. You obviously got the buttons to go up and down in octaves on the keys here. You got full level for the pads, so if you put full level on, this will basically just see how the pad maxes out, full velocity. And if you take that off, you can, obviously they're a little more velocity sensitive. So overall though, this is a dope controller. I really like this one. I made a lot of music on this, and still looks pretty good, as you could tell. So moving on to the next one that I bought, the Akai MPK Mini Plus. This one here, I bought it probably like, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years after I bought the first one there. And I bought this one just because I like the fact that I have more keys. You got 37 keys here. And again, these are just stickers that I added on afterwards. So you got 37 keys. My favorite thing about this one is you got the little transport controls here. So you got sequence, start, stop. You got record, play, stop, and then you can cycle through your sequences here. So these three though are what I really like, because I got overdub set up for this here, and then play, so I can hit overdub, play, and then go straight into recording whatever I was putting down. So I really do like that. You have the 8 endless encoders here, same deal as the MPK Mini 3. But this one here, you got a little, like a menu wheel, so you can kind of dive into some of these options and change some stuff, like, for instance, the color on the pads and shit, right? So as you can see, you got the 8 pads, and you still have the bank A, bank B, obviously, so you got 16 pads. But these ones here, as you could tell, they are RGB backlit. And I kind of programmed mine to, change when you press them. So I think that's a pretty dope feature. Not really important, but I think it looks pretty cool. So Here you have, you know, transport controls for like scales, chords. If you want these pads to play chords as opposed to single notes, you could do that. You got a program select button here, obviously, if you want to change between, you know, DAW setups. That's pretty simple right there. And then over here, they still gave you the joystick for the pitch and mod, but I do like how they added these classic, you know, pitch and mod wheels. I do find myself using these more than I ever use the joystick, so, you know, I do like those. Over here, you obviously still have the arpeggiator, tap tempo, note repeat, full level, and then you have the, you know, the buttons for the different octaves. So, all in all, this controller right here is solid as fuck, and I do like it. So, moving on to the next one here. This is the one that I most recently bought. I probably bought this, I don't know, a few months ago, but I didn't really start playing with it until about, I don't know, a month and a half ago maybe. And I really bought this one because it came with the studio instrument collection. So, you know, it came with a whole basically VST of a bunch of sounds, like 1,000 different sounds, really good sounds too. So I kind of just bought this controller just to get access to those sounds, but I've been using this probably, I don't know, for about a month and a half, and it's starting to grow on me. I really do like this controller. As you can see, this one just has the 25 keys like the MK3, but this key bed is way improved, if you can tell, right? These old ones here, the key bed is just a little cheaper, but this key bed here is hella nice. So this is probably the biggest improvement on this controller, is the keys. So one thing I'm really not a fan of is that they, you know, they still got the transport controls here, but I don't like how they made the stop and start button, you know, just one button. For some reason, when I try to map this out, I can only get it to do one or the other. Either it's going to stop it or it's going to start it. So I haven't figured out a, you know, workaround for that yet, but I'm still trying. So as you can see here, you know, on the MPK Mini Plus, you got the play and stop separate buttons. You know, no issues there. But for some reason, they decided to kind of make it more confusing, which, you know, I'm not really a fan of, but it is what it is. This one here still has the 8 endless encoders, but I will say these feel like a little cheaper, a little skinnier, a little cheaper than the ones on either the MPK Plus or the MK3. Like the knobs on here are great, but the ones here, they just feel a little bit cheap. So you obviously still have the 8 pads. You got the 2 banks, so you got 16. These pads are hella small. I don't know if you could tell from the video, but I mean, just the comparison of the size, they're like a good amount smaller. I don't mind it, but it just kind of took a little getting used to for finger drumming and the distance between them. So, but I am getting used to them, and these are really good pads too. I do like these pads. So, and then over here, they just decided to get rid of that joystick, right? And they just went full out with the pitch and mod wheels. So, but I will say though, right? You see how skinny these are. Again, just like the Q-Links. The Q-Links are kind of skinny. Same with these. They feel a little cheap, right? They don't feel bad, but they just feel a little cheap. See these here? These are chunky. Like, these are nice. These ones feel really good to manipulate. But these here, they just feel a little cheaper. Like, I can't be, you know, really rough with them. I might break them. So not really a fan of the skinnier mod wheels and the cheaper Q-Links. I think they should have just stuck with the same ones from the Mini Plus, because like I said, these are nice. So, but other than that, it's a great controller. Like I said, I love the new key bed. So, you know, if you were looking into getting any of these, You know, my honest recommendation is going to be the Mini Plus here. That's my favorite one there. So, but just wanted to make this quick video to show y'all the difference between these. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and you know, make sure to like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all viewing this video, and peace.